You know, it's not weird.
What?
The Denver Nuggets.
Oh.
You know what else is not
champs.
weird?
What?
Championship parades. Well, except if you're Nikola Jokic, because he was asked about the championship parade for the Denver Nuggets coming up this week, and apparently he's not all that interested in partaking in this championship parade.
Well, it's just going to be smoke.
You said after the Lakers win, you said you were surprised that you didn't feel more. So I'm curious what you are feeling right now, and if you're looking forward to a parade coming up in Denver.
When is parade? When is parade?
Thursday.
No. I need to go home. Okay. We succeed in our jobs, and we won it. We won the whole thing. It's a amazing feeling. But like I said before, it's not everything on the world. You know, I think still, if okay, I won it. Okay, not I. We won it, but I think it's not the most important thing in the world. Still, there is a bunch of things that I like to do. I mean, probably that's a normal thing, you know. Nobody likes his job, or maybe they do. They're lying.
He's just not a big fan of those parades, man. So who knows if he'll be there? But
He'll be chilling.
Yeah,
you got to get back to the fans, man. Fans deserve to be able to enjoy a win for their city. You know, that's definitely important. You know, I would just urge him to be careful on that. That's all, because you don't want to come across that. And he's right. There is more to life that's more important, but also at the same time, that is your job. And at the end of the day, that's the pinnacle of your job. And you never want to be one of those guys that's like, you just seem like you just don't care. Because just as soon as, you know, just like people can love you and care about you because of the feeling that they're left with. Like, that's the one thing that I always appreciated about being able to play sports at a high level and matter to the fans, is that you also had special opportunities to make the fans feel, you know, have an experience, feel special about themselves. And so I would just urge him to just take a little bit more time to think about the fact that those people that will be lighting up, smoking up, exhaling as they do this parade, that those are the people that support you. That's really the reason why you're able to make the money that you make. That's the reason why your wins are relevant. Because if no one cared, like, think about this. How many players and how many teams can you name that have won a championship that are in professional sports? Well, and when did they happen, right? Like, it's like there are some things that matter more, and they matter enough where people know what's happening and what's going on with it. There are a lot of sports where that doesn't exist, and you could easily have been born differently and been in a situation where you're doing amazing things, but people don't really care about what it is that you're doing in that sport. So I would just say, when you're a figure like him, someone should make sure he understands that the fans are truly they're part of the Trinity. You know, the Trinity. You have the players and the game itself, you have the media, and you have the fans. That's like the Trinity of sports. So anyway, I mean, he looks like he's enjoying his life. I mean, he looks like he's got a beautiful family. His brothers support him. He was holding his baby girl. I believe that was a daughter. He put a hat on.
Yeah.
But I believe it's a daughter. So, I mean, good for him for staying grounded. 100%. It's cool that he stays grounded, Jonas, but I'll just say, don't forget about your fans, because your fans, one thing I've learned about giving experiences to your fans, they never forget. They never forget, man. And that's one of the coolest things, is just having somebody come up to you. I mean, I've been removed from the game. They're doing a bobblehead for me at one of the minor league games in State College for the Spikes baseball team.
You getting your own bobblehead?
Yeah, it's a LaVar Elite bobblehead.
Pick up another one, autograph that. I'll sell that bad boy on eBay
I
or
was
something.
about to say I'll get you one, but
yes.
No, I'm not going to get you one.
That's all right.
But just to know that, I can run into people all these years later. It's the 25th anniversary of me making that play. 25 flipping years, man. And people still find it relevant. And people come up to me and people tell me about when they met me when they were a kid and they're full grown and they had their own family now. It makes you feel really old, but it makes you feel really good because that's so long ago, but people still appreciate you and they remember those moments. And I would just urge him to not miss out, which he may not even be into that anyway, but, just even for the fans' sake, don't miss out on that part of it.
See, I feel like he already did his job. He provided his fans with a memory of a world championship that they never got. He also assaulted an owner during this playoff run, which I feel like everybody's wanted to do at some point or another in their job life, and he accomplished that as well too. Put together a hell of a run. He's got his trophy. He gave them that championship experience. He's going to give them the ability to raise a banner next year when they open up the season. All of that. Parades are lame. I've been to one. They're just nothing about it was interesting at all.
But they're kind of not for the player. You know what I mean? So, like, for you to say it's lame, I don't know what that means.
It's like, what do you see him riding around on a float? Like, what's the point? Like,
You're not even on a float. You're on like some type of a truck or a bus or a fire. I've been a part of one parade, and it was flipping awesome.
What, because they're throwing you booze and all that stuff?
Well, I was in high school. We want to stay title.
Okay. Rolling rocks.
It gave maybe. Maybe. Icy light. Ice, maybe.
a little Iron City light, huh?
But it just, again, the community was with us the entire this is why I'm saying it. The community was with us the entire season. Right? Like, you don't know what, and then this is high school, so it's not really comparable to pros, but I mean, people donating food and making sure we had the materials that we needed, and people contributing in so many different ways, and then you win it all. They feel like they're just as much a part of winning that championship as the players and the coaches are, and they are. They are. It's only the ones that go over the line that really show why it's fanatic, that kind of sometimes it questions the whole idea of what your relevance is. But for the most part, the people that play a major role in the success of these teams, there's, like, look at it this way. All the people that come there and walk people to their seats and direct them to where they're supposed to seat. All of the people that do security on the court and all of the people who are serving drinks. It's not just a job. They're a part of the team, too. They're a part of the operation. And that's one thing I learned, a valuable lesson growing up from the Steelers and the Rooney family. They always made everything and everyone feel as relevant as – and so did the Giants, man. They made everyone feel as relevant as everyone else. It doesn't matter if you're the one putting on the helmet to play the football game or putting on the helmet to go up and fix the lights in the facility and clean up the facility. Everybody's part is just as vitally important to winning. And that's just as much to say about the fans as well. I mean, COVID should have proven that, right? Didn't COVID prove that the fans matter?
Well, not to the NFL. They'll just keep rolling them out there.
Kidding me? Empty games, empty ass games.
I mean,
no way.
They still put together a season. They still got those games in.
You put together a season, but it was different.
I also think in high school there's a relationship between the community and that team that feels different. Like that Last Chance U show. That's junior college football, but the relationship in those small towns to the team.
But them guys are gone. Them guys are in and out. 1 year, here and gone, boom, gone.
I feel like this one there's a different vibe to it, and the parade there's a different vibe to it. Can I tell you my favorite? This might be my favorite. world championship story of all time. So when the Cubs finally won the World Series, and first time since like 1638 or whatever, however long it had been since they'd won a World Series, 108 years. The Cubs fans, I mean, were emotional. I grew up a Cub fan, and so I knew what that meant to that fan base and all that. And the parade was bonkers. Everybody was, I mean, for miles upon miles, never thought they'd see it. You had people sobbing. And so they went to Wrigley Field afterwards, and they took chalk, and they wrote tributes to all of their family members who couldn't witness them winning a World Series. And so they write all of this, these I love you, I wish you were here, you're here in spirit. I mean, all over the brick outside Wrigley Field. I mean, thousands upon thousands of messages. And about a week later, the city came by and hosed it all down. Hey, dear Grandpa, love you, miss you, wish you were here.
Out of there. But the memory of it is still there. The memory of it is still there.
Yeah, and what have they done since?
Nothing.
Not a damn thing, and people still go to the stadium, and that's all that matters. If they can go in there and have a good time, that's all that matters. But Jokic is going to be at this parade. He's going to have a good time. He's going to celebrate it, and then he'll probably disappear, and he'll make the rounds this offseason. I want to know. He strikes me as somebody who may let himself go a little bit in the offseason. He does strike me as somebody who might do that. I would love to get where's Jokic?
Guys like him become major celebrities just because of how nonchalant they are about success.
You're doing the circuit, right? You're doing the car wash. I mean, like he's going to be pulled in directions he probably doesn't want to partake in. But
I mean, he's going to become a star, a celebrity.
Yeah. Yeah, he's awesome, man. And the Denver Nuggets get it done. So congratulations to Denver, their fan base, Mike Malone, Jamal Murray, who's gone through a rough patch with his injury and not being able to play in the playoffs the past couple of years. DeAndre Jordan won an NBA championship. Jeff Green, guy had open heart surgery in 2012. There was some thought that he would never play again, and here he is, an NBA champion. So a lot of great stories that came out of last night and the Denver Nuggets.